Looks like we're rolling. Okay, welcome back again. Thank you for joining me again. We're going to talk about some very important stuff in San Marcos. The market has been changing somewhat, and a lot of people, I think, have a totally different perspective on market and what's going to happen, and we're going to touch on that as well. And then I'm going to throw in a little pro tip, what it means to when the agent buys the listing. Okay, it's really important for you because it happens all the time, and especially in this market, it has so much impact to what you are going to be walking away with. So stay tuned. We'll talk about all. First of all, believe it or not, summer's almost done, right? August, Labor Day is coming up. This one quickly. It seems like as the older I get, and maybe whoever you are listening at me, I'm not sure what age you are, but maybe you kind of have that sensation that years seem to be, end of the year seems to be coming faster every year as you get older. Be that as it may, let's talk about the market. Now, there's been a lot of sources, right? A lot of noise online. There's many media sources that really kind of talking about slowing down. There's a crash in the market and prices are starting to come down. Look, the bottom line, it's all BS, right? Let me tell you why. Number one, first of all, in order for the market to crash, you need at least two elements. Number one element is you have to have a lot of people who are in foreclosures, right? We don't have that. Yes, the foreclosure ticked up just slightly, but it's very, very, very minimal. And number two, those people in foreclosures don't have any equity, right? So it means if you have people that are going in foreclosure or distressed and they have no equity, now we're going into land of short sales, etc. Most people, I mean, probably 90% of people have equity in their home. This is just the way it is. So if for some reason they get in trouble, right, and things happen, and they need to sell, in most cases they're going to have equity so they can put it on the market the regular way and sell it. So those elements that contribute to any kind of market crash or market decline are really not there. As far as the inventory goes, I told you before, we were up about 30% from a previous year. It's staying relatively same. A lot of sellers have taken their home off the market because obviously whoever took their listings were in La La Land and they just kind of agreed with them. And we talk about that next. That's called buying the listings, or buying the listing, I should say. And ultimately, like I said, this is a market for people who need to sell, not want to get a certain price. They need to sell. They're moving maybe out of state, out of the country. They need to downsize, upside. There was a death, divorce, all kinds of things happen where there's a reason to sell. If you really don't have a reason to sell, don't put your home on the market, right? Because obviously you're going to be in aspirational mode as far as pricing, and chances are you are going to fail. All right. So overall, the market is doing actually very well. We don't see the 20-30 obviously offers on each listing. However, our process, the N72 process, you can look it up at n72.com. Really, we have this thing kind of dialed in, right? It's all about getting the home ready, using elements of coming soon, and then bringing the best possible buyers into the home at the same time. This way we don't have a one-off showings, because one-off showings are really not benefiting you at all. All it is an inconvenience. And if you followed me before, you already know the scenario, right? The longer your home stays in the market, the less becomes its perceived value. So if you're in the market for a week, you're likely not going to get a full price. If you're in the market, the way we sell is we get things done over one weekend, right? The last one we have in escrow right now, this Avenida Pantera, I believe, yes. That one, same thing. We put it on, I believe it was the 19th, I believe. I don't remember dates, but we had it on Saturday, Sunday. We were basically had people coming in for hour and a half. We were able to get multiple offers on it because we strategically positioned the property, and we were able to get this person over asking price. So did we get 10 offers? No. But we do get 2-3 offers, and 2 of them are pretty solid, so we kind of work on that and make sure that you, the seller, gets the absolute top dollar for the house that you can. Because the best time to take an offer is when your home just hit the market, because nobody is crazy enough to lowball you or try to get a deal. They already know it's just fresh in the market. Nobody's going to do it. Again, home in the market for a week or two, chances are you're going to be dropping the price at some point. It's just a fact. I can show you statistics. As soon as you stop dropping the price, you have already capitulated. When you capitulated, you're telling the market that obviously you made a mistake, or you or your agent, whoever it was. If you make a mistake, there's no point of someone coming in to give you a full price offer, because look, you've been in the market. Obviously, people have passed on it for one reason or another. And now it becomes a game of attrition, right? So people will probably give you lowball offers. If you have a good agent, hopefully they can pick it up and make things work for you. But ultimately, the agent you use, right, whoever you pick to sell your house, has to understand the process. Like, again, you can go to int72.com and look at our process. And like I said, we're welcome to look at it if you like. We can set up a consultation. You can plug in right into our market proven and tested system that works 99.9% of the time and gets you more than you've asked for, period. So for those, the second component of selling a home is you have to have it ready, right? When people come in and to the house and they feel like they have to do work, they're not thinking of how amazing your home is. They're thinking of how much effort and money they have to spend to fix it. In today's economy, they're already paying very high rates, right? And most people don't want to spend the money doing that. They don't have the time. They don't have the tolerance. If it's minor stuff, maybe. But again, we prefer you getting the home ready, getting home on the market. By the way, if you haven't seen it in our newsletter, we offer a concierge program that offers you $25,000 where we fund the money for you. So you can do some painting, inside, outside, gardening, whatever you need to do to get the home ready. That's if you're strapped for cash. And obviously we collect when we sell the house. But again, it's no money out of pocket for you, and we make it easy for you because we ultimately want to make sure you get the absolute highest dollar and we can get the home sold in the time frame where your home has the highest potential of price, how much the most you can get for the house. Okay, so the market again is fine. There's no issue with the market. The rate has dropped slightly. We were writing 8.9, 7, 8, 6, 8. Right now, as I'm looking at it, I can show it to you in a second. Right now, we're looking at, as you can see, about 6.58. Look, it's not a huge difference. Is it going to make a difference for people buying the house? It can, a little bit. But remember, you have principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Taxes are a lot, depends where you're buying in San Marcos. You have a tax of 1.1, 1.2. In some areas, you have 1.6 plus because you have a Meadows to also deal with. Plus, you have an HOA, right? All those HOA usually does not go down, it goes up. So people have to figure out their budgets and how much they're going to spend. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but again, I don't see this market falling. The reason prices are coming down because people are mispositioning the market. And what happens is, I can go to my next subject, is I'm going to talk about buying the listing. So what happens is, a lot of times when you have an agent that comes out to see your property, even though he knows 100% he's not going to get that price, he'll agree to take the listing because he wants the listing. Now, when an agent wants the listing so much where he's willing to sacrifice his integrity, right? And ultimately, what happens is, obviously, it's not going to sell. It's going to come back in a week or 2 or 30 days and tell you, hey, we got to drop the price. You've already lost this game, right? There's a chances are you probably already lost 3-4% from where you could have sold it if you priced it correctly and did the correct build up to the events as we do it, because we try to have it what I call event pricing, make sure we get everybody in at the same time, create this buyer interest, buyer urgency, all those things, those factors that have an impact on how much someone's willing to pay for your house. So we try to do all those elements, bring them together to ultimately make you a winner. But again, if you have to start dropping the price, you have already capitulated. And if you already capitulated, the market is gonna have you. So instead of using the market, the market is gonna start using you. All right. So it's really, really important for you to understand all those things, right? Overall, I think Discovery Hills, we have about 11, 12 listings, and some were sitting in the market because they were taken for too high, and they were put on the market without any kind of strategy whatsoever. Again, let me just say this again: if an agent cares more about trying to make money than he wants to help you, he's already not helping you, right? If an agent says he'll do it for less, like I said, somebody says they're going to charge X amount and they're going to do it for less, the only reason an agent would do that is because they're more desperate. They need the money, not because they need your business, obviously, but they want to get in. So they're going to do whatever they take to make sure you list with him. The question is, do you want that agent working with you, right? Obviously, this agent needs the sale more than you need to sell the property. It's really not a good combination. Ultimately, every time the seller will lose on that concept, okay? So please take what I say as truth. Doing this for 23 years and selling hundreds of properties. Obviously, I've seen it, done it, and I'm still delivering incredible value. So if you're thinking of selling in Discovery Hills area, Discovery Meadows, whatever the area is around there, 92078, feel free to connect with me. We can do a pre-listing strategy session. I'll tell you exactly, how much I can sell for, what is it going to cost you, how long is it going to take, all those important questions. Plus, we can strategize about what is the best process to get you on the market, get you sold, and get you top dollar. Okay, so I think that's all I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about statistics too much or anything else. That's all I want to talk about. By the way, sometimes I get calls from people, and if you know them, maybe you can pass a message. I drop off a flyer like this a lot of times by the door, and I get calls from people really upset. No soliciting, etc. Don't call me, please. Okay, just don't call me. Okay. Soliciting means when I come to your door and I knock on your door, I don't knock on your door, I don't ring your bell, we leave a piece of information for you. You want it, you read it, you don't want it, throw it away. Okay? That's a constitutional right I have, just like you have a right to either read it or throw it away. Please don't call me. I don't want to hear from you. Okay? If you don't like my flyer, I could give a crap. Okay? If you like what I have to say, if you like my attitude, if you like the way I shoot straight all the time, feel free to give me a call, connect with me. I guess I'll talk to you next month. My name is Orzhel. Let me just flash this one more time for you. And feel free to connect with me to set up a pre-listing strategy. Like I said, if we don't, if you don't end up working together, sometimes, personalities, all kinds of things happen. At least you're going to walk away with some important information. Okay? All the best to you. Bye-bye.